Hi everyone, I'm Needlecraft Annie. This is flosstube number 103, and I'm 1 week later than I intended to be. Last week, basically on Saturday, I got sick. I got a super sore throat. I got a big cold, and Sunday and Monday I basically was down. Um, no chance for filming or stitching or doing anything. I did not feel good. I don't know if you can still hear it in my voice. I have the feeling you can still hear it, but maybe that's just me thinking that. But yeah, I was not feeling well at all. There were a few days without stitching, but the next few days there was a lot of stitching because I basically couldn't do anything else and therefore did a whole lot of stitching. I was off of work for a week due to being sick, and yeah, I just couldn't have worked, and so I called in sick and stayed home and tried to get better. I am better now, and that's a good thing. It was just a cold, nothing else. But yeah, it's fall, getting into winter, so normally I do get a cold every winter. It just last year happened so that I did not get one because of COVID and everyone being super careful. That stopped kind of a little bit at least, sadly. So yeah, I got a cold. I have friends who have a child in kindergarten. Um, that's basically where everyone gets it from, I have the feeling. So yeah, I think I got it when meeting with them. So yeah, that happens. So on Tuesday, I then started stitching a whole lot, and on Saturday, I hurt my finger. Basically, I broke my nail, but I broke it so far back that it bled like hell. So I stabilized it basically. The nail is still on. I can't pull it off because I would bleed like crazy. So I'm back to stitching, but I'm slower than normal because it's a different feeling in my finger. So yeah, it's been an interesting 2 weeks with being sick and injured and all the things that kind of prevent me from stitching, but also give me a lot more stitching time. So yeah, I will show you what I did. I'm actually really happy with all the progress I made. And I finished a few more goals, so that's really cool. Yeah, I think we'll get it. I think we get started, and I show you what I did in those 2 weeks. One other thing I wanted to say, I basically will show you all the projects I still have left where I haven't finished my goal on yet, my year-end goal, and that's going to continue through till the end of the year because basically I have only a few projects left where I haven't finished my goal. So yeah, you will see all of them every time. Yeah, let's get started. First of all, the beginning of the 2 weeks, I had the Twisted Band Sampler by Norwegian Expressions Needlework as my travel stitching, and I did stitch a little bit more before I changed projects. So I show you a picture of what the Twisted Band Sampler looked like last time. And this is where I got to. Super, super, super happy because I finished band number 10, which was that band down here, and I finished the last of those satin stitches, and then I started with band number 11, which is once again a cross stitch band, and I basically got halfway through with that one already. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. Last time I told you that I'm a little bit worried that my thread won't be enough in that color. With being halfway through with band number 11, I now know I do have enough thread of that color left, so I will be able to finish band number 11, and then move on to the next color. So I'm really looking forward to that. This one is stitched. On a 32 count white overlasted linen, I'm stitching the 4 crosses, 1/2 4 cross, and the specialty stitches also with one strand of floss, except for the satin stitches, those called for 2 strands of floss. I'm stitching with the called for dinky dies, but there's also a conversion for DMC and one for reverse raw in the pattern. And my needle minder is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And I bring it a little bit closer. So this is band number 10, satin stitches, road stitches, tied windmill stitches, and again road stitches and satin stitches. And then I started with 4 cross stitches in band number 11 with the roses. Really, really, really happy. And I actually can't wait to get back to this one to continue stitching on it and hopefully soonish finish band number 11. And yeah, I only want to finish band number 12 this year, so I'm getting kind of close to finishing my year-end goal, and that's something I'm really excited about. Okay, so that was basically my first half of treble stitching. I had a lot of time during this first half of treble stitching. I don't know why actually, but I did have a lot of time, so that was really amazing. And then I switched over and I started my next treble stitching project at home. It was a new start. And then I took it with me to treble stitching, and I basically had no treble stitching time anymore at all. So the next project is Hello Petal by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is basically a bigger version of the cover picture, and I'm doing it as a stitch along together with a friend, a real life friend basically, and Corey, who's also a follower here. You are welcome to join if you like. We're presently stitching on part number 1, which is this part down here. We started in the middle, doing all of the tree trunk, all of the grass, and this bird's nest and bird over here as our part number 1. We started on the 28th of October, and part number 2 will be started on 28th of November, so 1 month for each part. So yeah, that's basically what I did. I started in the middle in this flower and then started to work my way through part number 1. Not a whole lot of progress. No before picture because it's a new start, but I show you where I'm at. So this is where I got to. So much done. Yeah, I started in the flower in the middle, did all the yellow, and then wanted to move on to the green to do the flower stem over here, and then move into the tree trunk. But yeah, as I said, not a whole lot of time for stitching on this one. It is stitched on a 28 count even weave, and I'm stitching 1/1 4 crosses. Needleminder is from Denka Designs. And yeah, not a whole lot of progress, as I said, but I have started it, and it's now my treble stitching. I have 3 more weeks until we will start with part number 2. So the next 2 weeks, I hopefully get quite a bit of treble stitching. If not, I will bring it out in the last week, basically, of part number 1, and try to stitch at home on it a little bit more to actually finish part 1 before we will start with part number 2. So yeah, that's basically the plan for this one. Treble stitching, and if I realize I need more time than just treble stitching, I will stitch on it at home a little bit as well. Okay, and then kind of my rotation started, or all the projects I had in my rotation. Over those 2 weeks, in both weeks, I actually did my rotation as far as I could. So the first week, I hadn't gotten to 2 projects yet. I wanted to do that on Saturday and Sunday, and Saturday and Sunday my cold hit, and I basically did not stitch anymore. Therefore, I kind of pushed that into the week after, and One project did not get stitched on at all, and I just realized I did not bring that one out, so I will have to do that in one of my breaks. Because today I need some breaks to drink something. So basically I stitched on nearly all of my projects, but I can't really remember the rotation anymore because it's been a while. Going forward, I just stitch on all of the projects every week, but I still want to have one dedicated daily project. And funnily enough, those last 2 weeks, it was the same project, randomly chosen, the same project every time. So I'm going to show that first because that's basically the one I stitched on every day a little bit. It was Norwegian Ship and a Sail, the small edition. It's by Golden Kite. That's going to be the finished piece, and I show you where I was at last time. And this is where I got to. So basically I continued stitching on this page over here, and last time you saw it, I think I told you I'm going to start, big fabric, always complicated to handle. So I think I started this column with my daily stitching, and with 2 weeks of daily stitching I finished that column and even started a little bit into the next one. I did at least 50 stitches every day, so if I was at 49, I took the next color and stitched all of that color in the column and then parked it or put the color away. So sometimes I got close to 100 stitches, sometimes I got exactly 50, and therefore I managed to do a bit more than a whole column in 2 weeks, which is pretty exciting. This project is very complicated, a lot of blended colors. I'm stitching from the paper pattern instead of pattern keeper. Yeah, a lot of complicated things in this pattern. I really like it, but I still have close to 2,000 stitches to do until the end of the year. And the way those, or the way this one stitches up, 2,000 stitches take a long time. So I really enjoyed those 2 weeks having it as my daily piece and stitching every day a little bit. That helped getting progress without burning out and getting annoyed by it. Yeah, this one is stitched on an 18 count antique white Ada, and I'm stitching 2 over 1 full crosses. Needleminder is from Denka Designs, and I'm getting close to finishing my 4th page. I think I have 2 more columns left, and then page number 4 will be done, which is exciting. After page 4, I will move down here, and then I will move down here, which I'm really looking forward to because that will mean I will actually stitch on the water instead of the sky, and the colors in the water are all those dark, deep blues, and I'm really looking forward to stitching those. But so far I'm still on page number 3 and working on that, and I'm getting close to actually finishing those sails. The one on top is basically done, and I'm really close to finishing the sail on the bottom. Then there's a little bit free space and sky before those next sails start. So yeah, I am really happy with this one. I'm happy with all of my projects, but especially this one. Getting progress is really nice because it takes a long time to get progress on this piece, and I'm stitching on this one for 2.5 years now, and I have finished only a bit more than 3 pages. So yeah, it's good that I'm finally making some progress. Okay, and then as I said, I basically started with my rotation, but it kind of with 2 weeks, yeah, I've forgotten all of it. So I'm just going through my projects in random order. First one I have for you is Mini Cinderella by Haven't Enough Designs. The artwork is by Alexandra Daw. That's the finished piece, and I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. I made so much progress and I finished my year and goal. I'm so happy. She is stitched on a 28 count light blue even weave, and I'm stitching 1/1 full crosses. And the needleminders from Denka Designs. With this one, page number 1 is already done. But starting on page number 2, I go through all the pages, take the color from top to bottom, left to right, the first one that's missing, and stitch 1 length of thread with that color. And then I move on to the next page and the next one and so on. So I think I went through, there are 12 pages overall, and I think I went through to page number 10 or 11. Might actually be 11. And did 1 length of thread, and that finished my year and goal. So I basically did something everywhere. I did stitch a bit more over here, filled in a little bit more over here, a lot of the white up here that you probably can't see, quite a bit more of the white down here, a lot in here, and a bit over here. So basically progress everywhere. I think you can see a little bit of a difference, especially down here where I did a lot of those confetti stitches, where there were no stitches before, I think. So you should see a little bit more down there. But I'm so happy with how this is turning out, and yeah, how much progress I make. There are still, I think, 24,000 stitches missing until I finish, I think. Yeah, I think 24,000 stitches. So I really wanted to finish this one this year. I'm going to pack it away now and first finish all my year-end goals. And if I do, I will bring this one back out to hopefully finish it, but I really doubt it. I actually calculated very roughly. If I would take this one out and stitch on it every day to finish it till the 31st of December, I would have to stitch over 400 stitches every day. But I have a lot of other projects I want to finish my goals on still. So that considering, I can finish all my goals until the end of November, which is already really a lot of stitching to do until the end of November. I would then have to do close to 800 stitches every day to finish it till the end of the year. I don't think that's going to work. But hopefully I get a lot of progress, and I then can maybe finish it next year. That would be nice. This year, I highly doubt that's going to work out. But it would be nice for sure. Okay, that's that one. Now let's move to the next one, which was Dragon Dancer by Haven't Enough Designs. The artwork is by Anne Stokes. That's going to be the finished piece, and I show you where I was at last time. And this is where I got to. So happy. So last time I talked about this one, I had just finished this page over here, and now I started in this page down here. Starting on the top left corner, going down the first column and always picking the color that's there first, and finishing the color over the whole page. So basically I did 2 or 3 colors, 3 I think, and finished all of those colors over the whole page. They were all super dark colors in this tree branch, and that's basically what you can see right now. It's kind of dark, but I'm so happy with how much progress I made. And I also finished my year-end goal on this piece. So that's very exciting. Something else that's really exciting, with one of those colors I had 3 stitches left on the page, so I took a new length of thread and then I continued stitching. Because I don't park, I always finish my threads into the next and adjoining pages. And with this color I actually started it on the dragon. So basically what I did was I stitched on those 2 things. I am so happy about that, I cannot tell you. Basically, this is page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Page number 6 I'm stitching on. And on this page itself, there is nothing of the dragon. And moving up here, and I think even down here, there's nothing on of the dragon in those pages as well. So I'm so happy to have finally stitched something of the dragon and not just plain background. It's so exciting. You can't see it, you can't recognize it as the dragon if you don't know it, but I'm just so happy about that. This project is stitched on a 32 count swaggered linen, and I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch. And yeah, as I said, I finished my year and goal on this one, so it will be packed away. But I can't wait to get back to this one next year and continue on here. And yeah, maybe getting some more bits of the dragon done. That would be really nice. But as I said, we will see about that next year. This year, no more stitching on my really lovely dragon dancer. Really big dragon dancer as well. Okay. Now, my next full coverage piece was 4 Seasons by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Jesse Gerker. That's the finished piece. And I once again show you a picture of what it looked like last time. And with this one, I finished my year and goal as well. So that's the full piece. Basically, so far, I'm stitching in 20 by 20 blocks over the whole width of the pattern. And then I move 1 row down and do the next 20 by 20 blocks over the whole width of the pattern. So since you saw this one last time, I finished this block and started this one. Yeah, and I finished my yarn goal, as I said. It is stitched on a 25 count even weave. I'm stitching 1 over 1 4 crosses, needleminder from Denka Designs. So happy with how it's turning out. It looks amazing, and I can't wait to get back to this next year as well and continue over there. I love how it turns out. I think it's amazing. There are only 89 colors, I think, and still you get so much detail, even with the different seasons and stuff. So there are all those colors over here and different colors over here and those whites in the winter scene, and you still get so much detail with only 89 or 90 colors. I loved it. That's amazing. Yeah, really love how this piece is turning out. Super complicated to take pictures and show in my video because it's so long. But yeah, it's amazing. And yeah, I'm going to pause this video to actually roll this thing up. It's big fabric, complicated fabric. Okay, managed to do that. So let's move forward. Next piece I stitched on is Cinderella Rags Ridges by John Elliott. I'm stitching this combined version up here. And I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. I did not do as much as I wanted to do, but I'm still quite happy. So with this one, I basically go from the top and left to right and just pick the next symbol that's missing, and then I stitch 1 length of thread with that color. So basically I did a bit more of the green over here, a bit more green in here, and a bit more of the blues and whites in those towels. I'm getting closer to finishing those towels, so I did a bit more backstitching in both of them, and a bit more backstitching over here, and I think over here as well. So yeah, just a little bit more overall. Really happy with this one, and it's turning out beautifully, and I want to stitch more on it, and I was really sad that I did not do as much as I wanted to those last 2 weeks. She stitched, or they are stitched, so far it's only one, on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Fog by Pictures Plus, and the needleminder is from Denka Designs. Yeah, can't wait to continue. She's looking beautiful. Yeah. Another very large fabric. I actually should cut it down because it's way too large. But I decided to just go ahead and first finish off Cinderella and rags, and then just measure 3 inches down and cut the fabric then, instead of cutting now without measuring, or with measuring only and not counting, and maybe having too much fabric in the end, or what would be worse, not enough fabric. So I just wait until I reach the bottom of the design, and then I can just measure those 3 inches and cut it exactly the way I want it to. So I think that's a good plan. Okay, and then there's one more piece I worked on those last 2 weeks, and that's Story Keep the Frog Prince by Heaven and Earth Designs. The artwork is by Melanie Dellin, and I show you a picture of what it looked like last time here. And this is where I got to. So I basically finished the diagonal I was stitching on, and started a new one. Last time, or maybe even a bit further back, I stitched on this one, I reached the top right corner. So you can now see those diagonals stay the same length and just move further down the pattern. And I started the next diagonal, got over to that part over here, started the 5th and last spike of her crown, and am now getting closer to her face. I'm super close to finishing my year-end goal on her. I have a bit more than 300 stitches missing. I really wanted to get that done yesterday, and I just ran out of time. No way, especially over here, those blocks are getting confetti heavier. A lot of those blocks I can stitch super fast because there's not a lot of confetti. There are maybe 5 colors in one of those blocks. Super fast. Over here, they are confetti heavy, especially now with the crown and so on. So I decided to just leave it and continue with this one today. I talk about it in plans a little bit later, but yeah, basically that's going to be that. Super close to finishing my goal. It is stitched on a 32 count light blue linen, and I'm stitching 2 over 110 stitch. Needleminder is from Danka Designs, and yeah, she's beautiful. She really is. Okay, now I'm going to take a break to drink something, and then we talk about plans. So see you in a bit. Okay, plans. I only have 7 pieces left, or 7 whips left, where I have not yet finished my year-end goal. One of those is Story Keep the Frog Prince, where I only have about 300 stitches left. Therefore, from now on, I'm going to stitch on all of them every week. At least that's the plan. One of them will only be treble stitching. That's Hello Petal. I talked about it. If I realize I do need more time than just treble stitching, it will come home with me as at home stitching in 2 weeks. For now, it's just going to be treble stitching. And then I have 6 pieces left. Story Keep the Frog Prince, I really want to finish the goal today. So basically I have 5 projects left, which is my normal number of projects every week in my normal rotation. So I'm fine with that. I'm going to choose one of those projects randomly every week, to be my daily piece again. As I have always had. And for this week, I already chose randomly, and once again, it's Norwegian Ship and a Sail, the small edition by Golden Kate. You already saw this. I'm not going to show you the project itself again, but I'm just going to continue with the column and with at least 50 stitches every day, and hoping for good progress every day. So yeah, that's going to be my daily piece. Then I already talked about Story Keep the Frog Prince, only a bit more than 300 stitches missing, so I'm going to hopefully finish that goal today and just put it away. That's that. And then I have 4 more projects that I'm going to stitch on during this week. 2 of them you already saw. The first one is Cinderella Rags to Riches. You just saw that, and I'm going to continue stitching the same way I always did. The next one is Twisted Band Sampler by Northern Expressions Needlework. You saw that at the beginning of the video. I want to finish band number 11 and band number 12 this year, so it would be really nice to get progress on that without needing to take it as trouble stitching, because I have something else for that at the moment. And then there are 2 more projects. Both of those I did not stitch during the last 2 weeks. No, I don't think so. So I'm going to show you those. First one is Raven Queen by Mirabilia. That one was actually in my rotation for, I think, last week. And I just did not get around to stitch on it. I just ran out of time. So that's going to be the finished piece. I show you where I'm at. I'm running out of space. This is where I'm at with her. She's stitched on a 32 count grey linen, and I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses. Needleminder is from Denka Designs, and yeah, I want to finish the top half, so basically everything that's in the screen right now I want to have finished with beads and everything. So yeah, looking forward to doing some more on her. And the last one I have not yet finished my goal on. Sorry, I have to roll it up. Does take a little bit of time. Is Sleepy Hollow by Glendon Place. That's this one. That's the finished piece. I want to finish the first row of pages, which basically cuts through about here. So that's the plan for this year. I show you where I'm at. Oops. I just basically threw away my needle minder. But yeah, this is where I'm at with that one. So next time I stitch on this one, I will start filling in the horse and moving from top to bottom and hopefully finishing the top row of pages soonish. It's stitched on a 28 count casual linen in the colorway Haunted by Picture Displaced, and I'm stitching 2/2 full crosses with the called for anchor colors. There's a conversion for DMC and for Sullivan's USA as well, but I'm going with anchor. And the moon is stitched in Karen Water Lilies called Lemon and Lime. Yeah, that's my Sleepy Hollow, and that's my last piece for this week and basically all the weeks following, because yeah, there are no more projects and no more rotation. I'm just going to stick with the same old projects and hopefully finishing my goals on them and on all of them very soon. And then there's something else I wanted to talk about. I think three weeks back now, someone, and I'm really sorry, I forgot to ask you if I'm allowed to mention your name, so you know who you are. Someone gave me some stitchy kindness. It's the first time I received stitchy kindness, so I'm really thankful for that, and just thankful overall for the opportunity. She gave me a $25 gift certificate for Heaven and Earth Designs, and I knew there were some charts on there that I wanted to get, and I totally forgot which ones those were, and my wish list was absolutely not up to date. So I then started to go through all the charts or all the artists and put the charts that I really wanted onto my wish list. So I wanted to talk about it in my last video, but in my last video I was basically only about halfway through, so I couldn't talk about it with showing you the projects because I hadn't chosen the projects yet. So shortly prior to Halloween, Heaven and Earth Designs announced a 50% off sale, and that was perfect timing because I got this gift certificate for $25 and then there's a 50% off sale. So I really hurried up and got through all the artists and chose 5 projects I really wanted to get. With the gift certificate, 3.5 of those charts were paid for, so I only had to pay for 1.5 charts myself, and with the sale price, that's even less than one normal chart. So I'm super thankful for you. You know who you are. it was the perfect gift. And I got 5 charts I really wanted. And now I think, I mean, I would find some more charts, but I think I'm really good at the moment. I have enough charts to last me a lifetime. And I think I have every chart I really wanted. So yeah, I'm really happy at the moment. So yeah, I want to show you the 5 charts I got. All of them, of course, have enough designs. The first one is artist Cherry Gerhardt, and it's the Viking Beauty. I love it. I totally forgot to look up. I think it's How to Train Your Dragon. In German, the title is a little bit different, but I think it's How to Train Your Dragon. And the artwork is after one of the main characters, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and I'm so happy I got it. It's super big. It's $6.25 on $7.95. So yeah, we will see when I will ever stitch those charts. There's 1 or 2 I really want to stitch soonish, but we will see about those. But yeah, she's beautiful. Next one is artwork by Babette Vandenberg, and it's called Witchcraft, and I chose the max color version. It's so beautiful. It's really beautiful. Also really big, but really beautiful as well. Next one is one that I might actually stitch soonish because it's not super big. It's by artwork by Jerome Marchetti. It's called Quick Stitch Spirit of Winter Robin. I love it. It's super cute, very small, or kind of small, and it's something I would actually hang in my house for Christmas. So yeah, really happy. The next one is artwork by Michel Terefkov, I think. It's called Quick Stitch Salvatore. This one always gets me. Whenever I look at the charts, this one always gets me. And I decided to just buy it and probably stitch it soonish. I normally, in my pattern keeper, I only have my works in progresses. So all those charts I have bought, but not yet started, are not in my pattern keeper. But I put this one in to just check how many stitches those actually are, and it's less than 9,000 stitches overall in the whole pattern. So this one might be started probably 2023, because 2023, as far as I have planned now, it's going to be my year of starts, and this one might actually be a start and finish in that year then. So yeah, and I love it. I mean, there's still 89 colors, and it's such a small piece, so that's kind of crazy, but I absolutely love this piece. And then I bought one. I'm so in love with this piece, and I'm really thinking about doing it my New Year New Start for 2022, although I actually don't want to start anything in 2022. Sorry, I need to take a break. Sorry, my throat is just not back to normal yet. But this one, I'm really thinking about starting it soon because I love it, but I don't want to start anything, and it's big, so we will see. The chart is by Leonid Abfremov, and it's called Almost Winter, and again, I chose the max color version. Oh, it's so beautiful. So maybe 2023, if I can wait that long. I love it. It's really beautiful. Yeah, so those are my 5 charts that I bought with some help. So yeah, really happy, and I'm really looking forward to stitching some of those, probably all of them. The way my plans are at the moment for 2022. I basically don't want to start anything in 2022. And if I finish all my year-end goals this year and next year, I will end 2022 with 8 or 9 projects, all of them being full coverage. So I'm really thinking about doing a year of starts in 2023. maybe one start every month, which would get me to 21 whips. That's fine. Especially if I do some smalls in between, because that then means I might finish some of those starts and end 2023 with less than 20 whips. And I know that's absolutely crazy because it's more than a year to that point, but I'm still thinking about that. It's basically 2 years till the end of 2023, but I'm still thinking about that. And my problem kind of is, if I end 2022 with 9 full coverage whips, I don't want to start a whole lot of full coverage whips in 2023, just because those take way longer to finish. So I'm kind of torn. I'm really torn here. Still thinking about all of that, and my plans for 2022 are basically set, without any new starts. Even the one start I plan to do for my kitchen, where I wanted to hang the finished piece in my kitchen. I might not even start that one, just because I have so many other things to do. I want to finish so many things next year, and I want to get really good progress on my full coverage pieces next year, so that there's the chance I might someday finish some of them. So yeah, not sure about everything yet, but we will see. It's still quite some time to go. I do now have those charts. Nobody can take them away from me now, and I really want to start and stitch all of those, but I also don't want to have too many whips so I don't make any progress anymore. So we will see what actually is going to happen, and yeah, for the moment I'm going to pack them away in my stash and only think about them. Okay, I think that's it. I need to make some tea because I really need something for my throat now. But I'm glad I was able to come back to do my video. I hope you enjoyed it as well. And yeah, leave me a like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want. I'm happy about all of that, and I will see you maybe not next Monday, but I will try. My parents come visit me next Monday, so I try to do it on Monday, but maybe it's going to be Tuesday until my video is up. We will see. So see you next week, I guess. Bye.